brightly, see them glow in the floodlights of a show. Life is sweet on the world's most famous street.
Tickets, please.
Take a seat.
Cue the band.
And tap your feet to the rhythm of the Broadway Beat. The Broadway Beat. Broadway Beat.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge, and welcome to Broadway Beat, our weekly half-hour behind-the-scenes look at the very best of a New York theater on Broadway and beyond. Well, the 2006-2007 theater season has come to an end, and that means it's Tony time. The 61st annual Antoinette Perry Tony Awards, given for outstanding excellence on Broadway, will take place Sunday evening, June 10th at Radio City Music Hall. They will be broadcast live on CBS stations across the country, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week we devote our entire program to the Tony Awards. We'll drop by the annual Meet and Greet the Nominees, but we start things off here at Lincoln Center, where the nominations were announced by Jane Krakowski and Taye Diggs.
The nominees for Best Performance of a Featured Actress in a Play are Jennifer Ely, The Coast of Utopia; Xanthi Elbrick, Coram Boy; Dana Ivey Butley, Jan Maxwell, Coram Boy; Martha Plimpton, The Coast of Utopia.
You know, being in the theater community is, it's like belonging to the best club in the world. It's people of like mindset, and we all appreciate each other so much. And it's different in film and television. You know, you sort of go your own way. The theater is an actor's medium. The others are director's mediums primarily. So the theater is a very special kind of feeling, and it's always been my favorite.
Marathons are the most extraordinary experience of my life, truly. There's nothing like it, and there never will be again, probably. I mean, it just to experience sharing that day, starting at 11 a.m. with 1,200 people who want to be there with you, who are, you know, sort of giving back to you as much as you're giving to them. There's nothing like it in the world. It was so wonderful. It was thrilling, truly thrilling.
Fascinating, brilliant, inspiring, mainly. To work with this cast has been incredible. I've learnt so much, and this director is, Melly, our director is a genius, you know, she's three-time nominee. I mean, three nominations. She's amazing, and I just learnt so much. I've just learnt so much.
It's been absolutely wonderful. As you probably know from every member of our cast, that Melly was, you know, the best director ever, and so unpretentious, so wonderful about the work, and democratic, and the company, there's not a bad one in it. And, you know, I get to work with Bill Camp, who's innovative and different every night, and makes me laugh a little too much, but I'm working on that part of it.
Oh, no, it was just an exhilarating joy. I mean, it was an exhilarating joy. I never got the women confused. Never. Sometimes one would do something, and I would think, I remember one day Lubov, the girl I played in the first one, the sister, and I pushed my chair in the way Malvita would when I got up from a table, and I thought, oh no, that's Malvita. But Natalie never bled into anybody else, and nobody ever bled into Natalie. She was kind of her own sort of entity, and the other two didn't. That was the only time it ever happened where I sort of caught myself.
The nominees for Best Performance by a Actor in a Play are Anthony Chisholm, Radio Golf; Billy Crudup, The Coast of Utopia; Ethan Hawke, The Coast of Utopia; John Earl Jelks, Radio Golf; and Stark Sands for Journey's End.
There's a real genuine quality to the Broadway community that I've discovered in the last couple of weeks specifically. Going to these gypsy runs on Monday nights, which is the only time I can see a show, I'm meeting my fellow Broadway show folk, and in this last couple days of going to award shows and things, there's a real genuine quality in all these people, and I don't mean to knock Hollywood or anything like that, but there's just something magical about this. I feel like welcomed immediately and genuinely welcomed.
We found out later he was ill, but he refused medication, chemotherapy, or anything. He didn't want to lose the lucidity of his mind, and he continued to write this play. He rewrote the entire play while we were in Los Angeles and emailed it in daily. So, knowing the kind of person he is, and this show journeyed on from Los Angeles through 5 other cities. We went to Seattle, Baltimore, Boston, Chicago, and Princeton, and he wasn't with us. He wasn't able to rewrite his work. But there's a force that is with us, and I can feel it now.
The nominees for Best Performance by a Featured Actor in a Musical are Brooks Ashmanskas, Martin Short, Fame Becomes Me. With a name like Krakowski, I should get that right. I practiced backstage, I swear. Christian Borle, Legally Blonde, the Musical. John Cullum, 110 in the Shade. John Gallagher Jr., Spring Awakening. And David P2, Love Music.
It's a huge milestone, I think, in my life. I turned 40 this year, and I've been nominated for Tony in a show directed by one of my childhood heroes, Harold Brents. I mean,
So it's got to be really surreal for you.
surreal. Yeah, it couldn't be nicer. I'm flattered and
The
honored.
best part of this experience has been like for you with working on this show.
Doing it.
It's incredibly gratifying. It means so much to me. We worked so hard, and I feel Jerry only ever was looking to find the truth underneath all that pink. And it's pink and it's bright and it's entertaining, but underneath it I think there's a really sweet, gentle story in there.
The nominees for Best Performance by a Featured Actress in a Musical are Charlotte D'Amboise, A Chorus Line. Rebecca Luker, Mary Poppins. Orfeh, Legally Blonde, the Musical. Mary Louise Wilson, Grey Gardens. And Karen Ziemba for Curtains.
Everything. You know, what can I say? I would have been disappointed if I hadn't been nominated because it's such a fabulous role. And just working in this show with Christine and our feelings about each other and all of it, you know, and we've been with this show since workshop, you know, bringing it all the way along. So it means a lot. You know, it's not like we were hired last week, so.
Well, the first thing I think of is performing with Dan Jenkins, whom I adore and love, and I wish he was here with me. So I dedicate, and I share this nomination with him, no question, and with Ashley Brown, our Mary Poppins. They're great in the show, and we love them both. So that's the best part. The other part is just the rest of the company, the children. I've grown very close to them, and I love the journey Winifred takes every night. It's great fun and great and very moving to me.
I just felt, okay, I got to do another show tonight. That's the thing about being in the theater is that even though all this hubbub is going on with the award season, and you still got to do 8 shows a week. So you really do need to take it easy, make sure you get enough sleep, and just enjoy every moment of it because it is so fleeting. But you really got to keep everything in check.
You know, the best part of doing the show is that, first of all, I get to do it with my husband 8 times a week, and we're all a very close-knit cast, and it's so much fun, and, you know, it's a really happy, fun musical, so you don't have to kind of, like, wash it off of you when you get home. As, you know, with some heavy pieces, like when I was playing Janice, it was hard to kind of, like, get out of that mindset of that tragic heroine, you know what I mean? It's just, this is a whole different experience because you just get to have fun all the time and be in a good mood all the time about it, you know, so I'm really grateful that I'm a part of such a fun, exuberant show.
The nominees for Best Revival of a Play are Inherit the Wind.
In other words, these folks were conceived and brought forth through the normal biological function known as sex. What do you think of sex, Colonel Brady?
In what spirit is this question asked?
Well, I'm not asking you what you think of sex as a husband or a father or a presidential candidate. I mean, you're up here as an expert on the Bible. What is the biblical evaluation of sex?
It is considered original sin.
Journey's End.
Keep the home fires burning while your hearts are yearning. Though your lads are far away, they dream of home. There's a silver lining.
Talk Radio.
The head nurse spoke up, said leave this one alone. She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad. Bad.
and translations.
This enormous task has been embarked on so that the military authorities will be equipped with up-to-date and accurate information on every corner of this part of the empire.
The job is being done by soldiers because they are skilled in this work.
And also so that the entire basis of land valuation may be reassessed for purposes of more equitable taxation.
The nominees for Best Revival of a Musical are The Apple Tree, a chorus line, company,
Door chimes, in comes company. No strings, good times, just chums company. Late nights, quick bites, party games, deep talks, long walks, telephone calls. Thoughts, shared souls, bared private names, all those photos up on the walls.
and 110 in the Shade.
The nominees for Best Performance by a Leading Actor in a Play are Boyd Gaines, Journey's End; Frank Langella, Frost Nixon; Breen F. O'Byrne, From the Coast of Utopia; Christopher Plummer, Inherit the Wind; and Liev Schreiber, Talk Radio.
Well, I'd like to think that I represent our entire company. It's such a fantastic group of actors, and we love the show, and very devoted to it. So I'd like to think it was for that. But just having my name in this group of actors is really an incredible honor in itself.
And just talk about what the best part of the experience has been with doing Journey's End.
Well, the work with the guys, without question. And just night after night to see, such incredible work from Hugh Dancy, Stark Sands, Jefferson Mays, and John Aline. It's just such an extraordinary group of people in such a powerful play that really kind of takes us along, for a ride every night. It's just it's a great joy, and we get to work in such an incredibly evocative atmosphere. The set and costumes and the lighting, really puts us in the place and supports us so much. It's terrific. I mean, hard, but fantastic.
I sort of jumped into a vat of Richard Nixon research, something I rarely do, but I felt obligated to do it with this guy,
And working with Michael Sheen, the two of you, the ping pong match the two of you have off each other. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, it's wonderful to have opposite you a stage animal, and Michael is a stage animal, so we are able to read each other's thoughts. We discuss what we're doing precious little. We hardly ever say, if I do this, you'll do that. We are so attuned to each other's rhythms as actors that we don't need to discuss it. So it changes night to night, faster, slower, louder, softer. Sometimes it's angry, sometimes it's empathetic. It's really a wonderful relationship, and we don't question it.
The nominees for Best Performance by a Leading Actress in a Play are Eve Best, The Moon for the Misbegotten; Susie Kurtz, Heartbreak House; Angela Lansbury, Deuce; Vanessa Redgrave, The Year of Magical Thinking; and Julie White, The Little Dog Laughed.
It's so surreal. Thank you for saying that, because it is very surreal. It's
obviously very thrilling, but it's very surreal because we don't really have anything like this in England. I mean, there are award ceremonies, but we don't. They're not such big events, and so to be going to a press event like this is very overwhelming and very exciting, but kind of strange.
Talk about what it's been like working on this wonderful role, specifically with Kevin Spacey.
Kevin is probably the most exciting actor I've ever worked with in my life, and I've never felt so safe or so exhilarated by somebody else on stage. And he's been so phenomenally generous to me and wonderful to work with, and I feel like he's my other half, really. And there's no way on earth that I could have begun to do this play if it wasn't for him.
Tell me.
Really, thrilled. I guess it's like all those cliche things that you hear other people, when you're watching TV and you're like, yeah, it's an honor to be nominated, whatever. It's an honor to be nominated. It actually really, really is. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've just made varsity cheerleader. It's really cool. And I've been, really happy, and it's so fun to be part of this community, and I see people that I know and have known forever and love so much, like, oh God, Deb Monk made me cry, and Dana and Swoozie, and it's just Michael Meyer, and it's just really neat. It's really neat
To be in this great company. What a great list of nominations this year.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Like, I didn't really imagine I would ever be in a list that included Angela Lansbury and Vanessa Redgrave, and I haven't seen Eve yet, but I would love to, and Swoozie deserves a Tony just for carting that wig around. That was the biggest wig I've ever seen. It was so gorgeous. She was so beautiful in that show.
The nominees for Best Performance by a Leading Actor in a Musical are Michael Cerveris, Love Music; Raul Esparza, Company; Jonathan Groff, Spring Awakening; Gavin Lee, Mary Poppins; and David Hyde Pierce, Curtains.
I mean, I like to imagine that I sort of found some window into him, and I think that for me it was really through listening to some recordings of him playing and singing his own songs. I mean, he wasn't a singer by any means, but there's something you hear something of his soul when you hear this sort of unassuming, small, but incredibly intelligent voice speaking through the music and through his own voice. So for me, I did a lot of reading, and I saw about the 90 seconds worth of video that survives of him. But for me, it was really his voice singing his songs that kind of gave me I'd be hard pressed to tell you exactly what I learned from it, but I know that whatever it is the core of what I'm doing every night.
We got a bunch of nominations, so for the show itself, it's great because to get this volume of recognition from the Tony voters, it reinforces our feeling about the show and what the audience seems to be experiencing when they see the show. So it's nice to have that recognition. And for me, I have to say, this meant more to me than I expected, because I've gotten a bunch of awards in the past, and I'm sort of used to that. But there's something about the theater and there's something about Broadway that I take this very seriously, and I'm just really, really thrilled.
So I was going to ask you work in every medium, film, television. What does the theater community give you that no other medium offers you?
It's the sex. No.
I heard that was really good on stage.
It's great. No, I think that's Spring Awakening. We don't have that in Curtains. No. I'll tell you, as I walk down here to do this interview, I'm passing Michael Cerveris, who's in Love Music. Michael and I were in college together and worked at Williamstown Summer Theater in 1982. And Boyd Gaines and I did some of our first off-Broadway plays at Playwrights Horizons together. And on and on and on. And that's, for me, as a performer, to be reunited with people, to see these people on the streets, to be on stage with them, it's incredible. And it's like the best repertory company in the world.
I can't even say it's a dream come true, because for a British actor to come and perform on Broadway is a dream come true. So this is just like a massive dollop of icing on the cake. I can't believe it. It's fabulous.
Because Eve Best said the same thing. She goes, we don't have this over there. You have like a luncheon and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Olivier's that I was lucky enough to be nominated for this part a couple of years ago. A much smaller affair. So this is buzzing, it's exciting, it makes you feel like a star.
Just talk about life over at Mary Poppins. Tell me the best part of the journey for you has been what with this show?
I think I have to say the best part was the very first preview we did and all the performances since then, because the audiences here are so much louder and willing to clap and cheer and get on their feet, and in London they're very subdued, and as an actor that's all you want really. You just want people to cheer at you, and it's because you're showing off on stage, and they do that here. It's fantastic.
The nominees for Best Performance by a Leading Actress in a Musical are Laura Bell Bundy, Legally Blonde the Musical; Christine Ebersol, Grey Gardens; Audra McDonald, 110 in the Shade; Deborah Monk, Curtains; and Donna Murphy, Love Music.
It is surreal. It's also thrilling to be here because sometimes you're not here. And it's lovely, always lovely to be a part of this event, and especially in this incredible, gorgeous season that we're having on Broadway. It's thrilling to be a part of that season. And then on top of it, to be honored in this way is great, just great.
Okay, you are being nominated for Best Actress in a Musical for Curtains. Talk about the experience of working on this show. I know there's so much love in this show with, John and Freddie and Peter Stone and everything. What's the experience been like for you?
It's been, it sounds silly, but it's been a love fest, and it is because it goes right to the top, which is because of Scott Ellis, our director, and John Kander and Rupert Holmes, and then our dear, dear loved ones that we lost, Peter and Freddie, and Rob Ashford too. Just a great group of creators who gave us an environment to have fun and learn and work really, really hard on this show. And then you add in David Hyde Pierce, who is like the nicest man in show business and the funniest man in show business. And then this incredible cast. Edward Hibbert, Jill Pace, Megan Sikora, the great Karen Ziemba, and then our incredible ensemble. We're just very lucky. David Loud, our musical director. And many of us have worked together before, so it was like a reunion of coming together and working on new shows. So it's been, from day one, just a thrill.
It's a dream come true, let's be honest. It means a lot to me. I feel like I've worked really hard on this show, and I put every part of my being into this, and I'm really happy to be acknowledged for that. I'm happy that somebody noticed. And in this year of women just leading Broadway, really, it's especially an honor because I'm in company with people that I admire, and the work is incredible, and they've all won Tonys, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm being... Anyway,
listen, I'm
elated, and I'm also trying to be rational about it all, because there's so much great work on Broadway that was not acknowledged and should have been, and so with that I appreciate the nomination, but I also have to think that the most important thing is that everybody feels great about their performances within themselves and their shows within themselves.
The nominees for Best Play are The Coast of Utopia, Frost Nixon.
If you want to put the record straight, I'd at least talk to him. Who? David Frost, the British talk show guy.
Why would I want to talk to David Frost?
Because a while back he wrote asking for an interview. We didn't get back, frankly. We thought it was a joke. But if you want to get your side of the story across, he'd be the guy who'd let you.
David Frost? I thought we were doing one with CBS.
We are. I just figured doing it with Frost would be a lot easier than doing it with Mike Wallace.
Well, it would, but it would have a lot less credibility.
But we could get better money.
Really?
The Little Dog Laughed.
I would like Kill to do a part like Devin.
No, not in the play, you inconsequential stain. I did not fly across this country to put my client in a play. I am not buying your crab cakes in this fucking hellhole so that my client, who is on the rise, can replace someone in a play. That could work.
And Radio Golf.
This is a diminutional
Says it right there. Anybody painting is trespassing and defacing private property.
You know, you act like you're a rooster. Oh, you're the king of the barnyard. You strut to the barnyard during the day, at night you roost up high on a rafter. But when it gets right down to the bottom of it, a rooster ain't nothing but a chicken.
The nominees for Best Musical are Curtains, Grey Gardens,
My season ended a long time ago, but no one took the party tent down. The pink paper lanterns still twinkle in place.
Mary Poppins, Spring Awakening, Congratulations to all the nominees. Tune in to the 61st Annual Tony Awards telecast on Sunday, June 10th at 8 o'clock p.m. on CBS. Thank you for joining us and have a great morning.
Congratulations, everyone.